Hi, and welcome to another video by Jim the Car Guy. Today we have just some basic maintenance we're doing on this 2015. It's a Jeep Grand Cherokee with a 3.6 liter engine. We're just going to be changing the oil and the filter and then resetting the maintenance reminder light on the dashboard, because as you know, it comes up on the dashboard that the oil change it needs to be changed. So this filter is a little bit different than most other filters. This one is what they call a canister filter. It's just the insert. So we're going to change the oil underneath the vehicle first, and then we're going to go up under the hood and we're going to remove the canister filter and replace that at the same time. All right, so let's get underneath there and I'll show you where the drain plug is, and let's get started. All right, now looking at it underneath the vehicle here, I will get better lighting in here in a second for you. You know what? Let's do it now. Looking at it from underneath the bottom here, this is the oil drain plug right here. It looks like it's about a 13 millimeter. We're going to take that plug out and we're going to drain it into an oil bucket over here. And once this finishes draining, we'll plug it back up and then we'll go up top. So we'll start on it. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this plug and then we'll let it drain out. Actually, it's pretty loose. All right, and we're just going to let it drain now. Okay, once it finishes draining, then we'll put the plug back in, but for now we're just going to let it drain out a little bit, and once it finishes draining, then we'll come right back and we'll put the plug back in and we'll lower it back down. Okay, and then once it stops draining, you can put your plug in. And then we'll tighten it up. Not too tight, you don't want to strip it. Wipe off any residual oil that's on there. Alright, then we'll lower the car down and we'll change the filter up on the top. Okay, now that we're underneath the hood, this is where your oil filter is actually located, right in here. So what you do is you just turn this, take it off, and it gives you access to the oil filter housing itself. See it down inside there? So now what you got to do is you got to get on here with a, I think it's a 24 millimeter socket, and you can remove that, and then we'll take that filter assembly out. Now they do sell a kit that you can purchase, and it's a multiple sockets, all the most common sizes. This one is actually, it's a 24 millimeter. So we're going to actually put it down inside here now, and it fits perfectly on there like that. All right, then we get in there with a long extension like this, and a ratchet like that, and then we'll take it off. Now I'm going to need two hands to do this, so let me do that. Take it out. Now we just take our ratchet and put it on the side for now. Okay. Now, you're going to need a container to actually put the old filter in. So you can either use a big bucket to put it over there, or what I do is I just cut down a small container, unscrew it, and then we'll take it out, put it here for now. Now I do want to point this out to you too. We are going to change the O-ring that you see right on there. We're going to replace that O-ring with a new one, but for now we're just going to put this on the side. And then we're going to take out the filter that you can see right down inside there. I'm just going to reach in and grab it and pull it out of there. Make sure you have your gloves on because it is a little bit of a messy job. That's our filter. Remember how you took it out, because that's the way it's going to have to go back in. All right, let me grab the new filter, and we'll continue with that. But I just want to show you this. Remember we had that housing right here? It's only made of plastic, so you have to be careful with it. There's an O-ring that's right on here. You just hook the O-ring with the screwdriver or whatever you have and take that O-ring off, because you're going to have to replace the O-ring with a new one. All right, so let's wipe it down, and we're going to grab our new filter and O-ring, and we'll come right back. Okay, now remember, you're going to have to match this up to the old filter to make sure it's the correct one. As you can see, it is the correct filter. And then we're going to put this back down inside here where it belongs. And you can feel it like pop right into the spot where it belongs. You're going to make sure you use your new O-ring. You put it over the top like this, and put it down into that groove where it previously came from. And now we're just going to reinstall this. We're going to put a little bead of oil on here, clean oil on this, and then we'll put it back inside. Okay. Then you just take this and you screw it in by hand. Screw it down as far as you can by hand. You go on with the ratchet. And you'll screw it down as far as you can go. And then just a little bit more. I'll bring you in there, I'll show you. And that's what it'll look like after you're all finished. Alright? Now, we're going to put our cover back on, which basically just goes on like this. Lock it in place. And then we're going to come over here. You're always going to make sure you use the correct oil it calls for. This calls for 520, which is exactly what we're going to use. Now, I looked it up on a computer, and I know it takes 6 quarts of oil. So we're going to put the 6 quarts of oil in, and then we're going to get this job out the door. All right? Make sure your cap goes back on before you try to start the vehicle up. Tighten it up. Alright, then we're just going to start it up for a minute, let it run, and then we'll shut it back off. Okay. Now, even though you know it takes 6 quarts of oil, after we run it, we are going to take the dipstick out. We're going to wipe it down. And then we're going to check the oil level just to make sure it's full. And as you can see, it's right in the full area right here, so we're good. Now, alright, and just to play it safe so you don't have any issues, just take a look down inside and make sure that there's no leaks down inside here. You can see it's nice and dry. All right, so we're in good condition. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go inside the truck, and we're going to reset the maintenance reminder light, and then we'll wrap this job up. So let's get in the truck and we'll continue. All right, now if it didn't take the first time, you may have to do it an additional time too, because according to the maintenance schedule, if it doesn't reset the first time, you'll need to redo it again. So the way you do it is you get in the vehicle, you take your foot off the accelerator, the brake pedal. You don't want the truck to start. You press the start and stop button until it's on, and then on to the run position, and 3 times you have to step to the floor within 10 seconds to reset it to 100%. So we'll see how that works now. Again, let's turn it off. Now before we even start, we're going to do it again. All right, turn this to the on or run position. 1, 2, 3. So that should reset. We'll step on the brake, and we'll start it, and we'll see if it reset this time the way it's supposed to. All right, looks like the third time is the charm. All right, so if it doesn't reset the first time or the second time, don't freak out. You're doing everything right. Just have patience and do it again. Remember, your foot off the brake pedal. I know it's a little dark in here, but your foot off the brake pedal. Turn the ignition on here. You're going to turn it on. I'll show you. You turn this ignition switch here on until it's not to the accessory position, but you have to be in the run position. And then 1, 2, 3 times to the floor with the accelerator, and you'll reset. All right? Okay, any questions? You run into a problem, you need some advice, send me an email. I'll be more than happy to talk to anybody about anything. As always, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.